Okay, so Morgan was the first to know that there are two types of linkage, that is the loose linkage and tightly linked. Linked genes. That is, these are those genes which are found or located on the same chromosome. Now, when we study, we come to know that the number of chromosomes are only limited in any species, but the number of factors need to be in thousands. So, how they will be linked or how they will be present there, so it is quite obvious. That is, each chromosome should have large number of genes in it. I'll have to make separate video for uploading. This video तो भगवान जाने क्या कुछ चल रहा है. एवरी डे सेपरेट दो काम करने पड़ रहा है. ओके, so is it clear to you? That is, when he was studying about the fruit fly, the dihybrid cross between the red, that is eye color and the wing, and the eye color and the body shape, the body pattern, then he found that there are incomplete linkage and the complete linkage, or the loose linkage or tightly linked characters. So this is how the contribution of T.H. Morgan is to know about the linkage, and linkage paved the way that the Mendel's law are not always correct. Mendel was very lucky because whatever combination he has chosen, he never found any linkage. So his experiment was always led to 9:3:3:1 ratio in dihybrid cross. But in reality, it is very difficult to obtain that. Okay, next question is, what is pedigree analysis? Pedigree analysis is like a human being. When we talk about the human being are not experimental object. You cannot catch any two individuals with diverse characters and ask them, you get married and we will observe your children's pattern of inheritance. So in such a case, we have to follow the pedigree analysis. That is the already existing couple, and by studying the behavior of their gene combinations. So this is possible, and this is called as the pedigree analysis. In world over, there are several places where couple are married with the colorblind person and a normal person, or hemophilic person and a normal person, or carrier hemophilic person and the normal hemophilic, or like vice versa. So in such a case, we can observe. So that is called pedigree analysis. We have to just observe that what is the distribution or what is the pattern of movement of or passing of such characters in next generation, and by this we come to know whether the characters are sex linked or autosomal, or whether they are dominant or recessive. So this is very important for us. Suggest how such analysis can be useful. So this will be useful as for us to guide or inform the couple who are going to get married. If they got any of such type of problem, then it can be asked that either you don't get married, or if at all you are getting married, then don't go for children, or if at all you are interested in getting married and having children also, then be prepared. And it is better that they go for the amniotic study, and by this they will come to know that what is the combination, whether the born child will be suffering or not suffering and all, and accordingly they can go ahead whether the child should be born or brought to the world or not. So this is how it will be an important category, character. Okay, next is how is sex determined. Sex determination we already done in class 10th even. Sex determination is a very simple thing. We know that in human being, the sex of the human being or any other animal rather depend on a pair of chromosomes. For human being, these pair are X and X for female and X and Y for male. The X and X contribute X chromosome only, while male contribute two different type of chromosomes. When this X is fused with this, that is this egg, and this sperm is fused, the daughter will or girl child will be born. When this egg is fertilized with when this egg is fertilized with this sperm, again the girl child will born. When this egg is fertilized with this Y, or this egg is fertilized by this Y, boy child will be born. And we see that the probability of boy or girl to be born are equal. Okay, so this is how the sex determination take place in human being. It is asked only in the human being, so we are not discussing any other conditions. Now we will see here that is the two things are clear, very much clear here, that the probability of the boys and the girls to be produced or born are exactly similar. That is 50% probability of girl to be born and 50% of probability of boy to be born. And the determination, the sex of a newborn child will be depending on the contribution of X or Y type of chromosome of the male, not of female. So female should not be blamed, but often we find that world over it is the female who are blamed for the birth of a boy or a girl. So that is something wrong. Question number 12. A child with blood group O, if the father has blood group A and the mother has blood group B, work out the genotype. It is possible. We know that the blood group A can be because of the two type of combination. Blood group A can be either because of this or because of this combination, and B can be either of OB or BB. Now suppose the parent has these type of combination, the blood group B and the blood group A. So their factors will be like O and A. Their factors will be like O and B. When this O and this O come together, the child will have blood group O. Okay, so this is how the child has a blood group O, but the father has blood group A. This is father, and this is mother. Had these particular combinations were there, definitely the blood group would have been AB. There is no other probability. If this O goes with that B, the blood group would have been B. This A go with that B, O, then the blood group would have been A. So there are all possibilities are there that you can easily work out. Explain the following terms. Codominance. Any idea, children? Codominance. I can't see anyone. Okay, codominance. Codominance is a condition when both the parents' characters are equally important. That is, both of them are equally showing their character. It was there only. Suppose the father has got blood group A, and this is the combination. Group is A, and the mother has got blood group B. Blood group is B. Then this father will always contribute this type of chromosome, and mother will always contribute this type of chromosome. And when these father's sperm and mother egg fertilize, the child will have AB chromosome combination, gene combination. It is gone out of the board. I'll write here only in the top. A are the two type of sperm, and B are two type of of eggs. Now this sperm and this egg fertilizes, the child will have this combination, and in such combination, normally according to Mendel, out of the two factors, one should be dominant and the other should be recessive. But in this case, we find that the blood group A as well as blood group B are equally dominant. So the child will have blood group AB. So the blood group of the child will be AB. And the blood group of child is AB, that is showing because of A as well as both B, both are equally dominant. So that is the example of codominance. Okay, next is incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance is a case which we find in the Mirabilis jalapa, where the two different type of colored flowers are there, red color flower and the white color flower. The red color flower has these factors, white color flower has these factors. When they segregate, R and R type of gametes will form and small r and small r. Now any of these will fertilize, the combination is capital R and small r. And interestingly, neither it is completely red nor it is completely white. Here it will be in between, that is pink. That means neither of them are completely dominant. Neither R is completely dominant. If capital R would have been dominant, the flower would have been red. And if the small r is dominant, the flower would have been white. But here we see that the flower is of an intermediate color. That means neither red nor white, none of them is dominant. Okay, so that is the condition. Now if we go to the next generation, the board is very small for you, so let me rub it out. I am taking with the finger. F2 generation. So capital R, small r, capital R, small r. They factorizes R and R, capital R and small r. At this R conjugates, the color of the flower would be red, this with this, pink, this with this, again pink, and here it would lead to white. So this is an example of incomplete dominance where either of red or of white, none of them is completely dominant, rather both of them are equally expressing their characters up to intermediate state. And that is why we are finding that the character is actually incomplete dominance. What is point mutation? Give one example. Point mutation. Anybody? Anybody? Point mutation? Okay. Point mutation is also known as gene mutation. Point mutation is also known as gene mutation, where one nitrogen base change is leading to a change in the character. As in case of hemophilia we have studied here. I'll give you the page number, you can easily see here instead of drawing it here on the sickle cell anemia. Okay, so page number 89, you can see the sickle cell anemia. Okay, the one nitrogen base, that is in place of A, it became U on the 6th codon. And because of that, in the 6th place of alpha chain, we find that in place of glutamic acid, it is valine. So only one nitrogen base is changed. Because of one nitrogen base change, we find that the one amino acid is changed. Amino acid is changed, and because of the change in one amino acid, the entire character of hemoglobin itself is changed. And as well as the shape of the RBC is also changed. So here one character is actually expressing two factors also. That is an example of pleiotropy, where we have studied that one character is expressing more than one. One factor is expressing more than one character. Okay, so this is that example, that is something else because it is not related to this question. In this question, one nitrogen base is changing the entire that is expression, and that type of mutation is called point mutation, because it is only one point which is bringing such a great or diverse change. So that is why it is called point mutation. Okay. Question number 15. Who had proposed the chromosomal theory of inheritance? The chromosomal theory of inheritance was given by Sutton and Bowry when they were studying about chromosomes and they were studying about the factors. So they saw that the factor, what Mendel said, that the factor should be present in pair and factors should segregate during gamete formation and factors should reunite on fertilization. All three conditions were equally shown by the chromosome. So the pattern of chromosome, what they studied, and the pattern of factors are showing great similarity. Hence they said that what Mendel said about the factor may be this chromosome only, and that's how they came with the idea of chromosomal theory of inheritance. Question number 16, I think it is the last question. Yeah. So question number 16, mention any two autosomal genetic disorder and their symptoms. Here it is given. हमने काफ़ी सारे पढ़े हैं, सेक्स लिंक भी पढ़े हैं और autosomal भी पढ़े हैं. That's sickle cell anemia was autosomal, and myotic dystrophy is autosomal, and even these two were autosomal. And in autosomal, that is the factors are actually located on autosome in place instead of on the sex chromosome. Okay, so that's how we come to the end of the chapter 5. Any problem you can ask me on this group, WhatsApp group, or you can ask by emailing, or tomorrow is open day, again you can ask there. Thank you, children.